In the past, if you had HIV, we would always recommend you tell your partner you have HIV, you use condoms, and kind of all of these different things that we'd ask people to do. But now, HIV medications have made it so that if you have HIV, you can essentially act like someone who doesn't have HIV. So the basic principle of it is that if you have HIV and you are taking antiretrovirals, then you have a very low amount of HIV in your blood. You're not cured of HIV because there isn't yet a cure for HIV, but you have such little amounts in your body that you can't actually transmit HIV to someone else. So even if your genital fluids or your blood got into someone who was HIV negative, they would not convert to having HIV just because they were exposed, because your blood has such little HIV copies in it. So the reason that I would tell you if you have HIV and your viral load is controlled to wear a condom is not so much because of the HIV, but because I want you to avoid getting other sexually transmitted illnesses. So things like syphilis, chlamydia, gonorrhea, those can still be transmitted if you have a new partner that is infected with that, whether you have HIV or not. And so the recommendation is that if it's a new partner or if you have several partners, it's still a very, very good idea to wear a condom. But it's also important to know that, again, if your viral load is controlled, we're not so much worried about your HIV being transmitted. So there's this scenario that can happen, which is that someone is really, well controlled with their HIV, they're undetectable, but then they travel, they go home or they go on vacation and they forget their medication. And in that setting, it's important to understand that their viral load may be higher and they may be actually able to transmit it to you. If you are dating someone and you're HIV negative and you're not sure if that person may have forgotten some medication, or if you're just not sure, the most protective way to avoid getting HIV is to wear condoms. So if there's ever any questions and you're not kind of totally sure about where your partner, whether they're well controlled with their antiretrovirals or not, just go ahead and put on a condom and you should be safe.